Hi everyone, welcome to today's tutorial, and in this video I'll be showing you how you can recreate this front cover, this front packaging cover of a Dairy Milk chocolate, and also how you can recreate this full package covering of a Dairy Milk chocolate over here, and this image right here is the reference image, right? So it's not that hard at all, and let's see how that's done. So for this video, this first one right here, I've opened up a document which is 1000 by 1000 pixels, and I've already renamed it to Dairy Milk packaging. So you can use any type of chocolate that you really like, or you could just download the same image from Google. So what I'm gonna do is that I'll be first recreating this front cover packaging, right? So what I'm gonna do is that I'll be using the rectangle tool first, and temporarily I'll be just changing its color to this purple shade. I do not require the stroke as of now. So what I'm gonna do is that I'll just make one random, like of any size rectangle like this. Okay, so we're going to make the basic shape first, and then I'll be using the same color to match with the packaging. Okay, so this is made, and now I'm going to make these side covers over here. I'll be using the rectangle tool again, and just make one thin rectangle like this. I'll select these two by clicking onto Shift. I'll go to the Align panel and click on Vertical Align Center so that it's centrally aligned and it's equally spaced from top to bottom. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do now is that I'm gonna make these white lines over here. So I'll be using the line segment tool, and I'll flip this so that there is no fill and the stroke is purple, but for now I'll need the stroke to be white. And okay, so I'll just zoom in by clicking on Control and the plus button on your keyboard, and I'll just make one line like this. Click on Alt and make another copy like that. So to make several copies now, I'll be just clicking on Ctrl plus D, and you can make several copies like that. Okay, so once that's done, now I'll be making this inner portion over here. Right, so I'll be using the pen tool again, flip this again, and use the purple fill. Just want to zoom out a little. Yeah, so I'll just start by making simple shapes like that. Okay, so once that's done, now what I can do is that I'll select these two shapes, go to Object, Transform, Reflect, and click on this vertical option right here and click on Copy so that a mirror image is made. Click on Shift, and I'll be using the arrow buttons to just adjust it onto the other side as well, like that. Select these, nudge this forward like that. Okay, so once that's made, so we can go ahead, select. So I'll be just using this anchor 2 point, and then probably just round the edges off a little on these, like that. Similarly on this one as well, I'll just round off this anchor point and this anchor point like that, but not so much So I'll just need to curve it a little bit like that. Okay, so we've got like the basic shape for our packaging, right? So the next thing I'm going to do is that I'll be adding this logo right here. So to open the image, I'll be just clicking on Ctrl+O, and I'll be using this one. Okay. Yeah. So I'll also crop this a little since I do not require the excess white space. So you can just download any PNG image of this Cadbury Dairy Milk text, right? So but just in case if you do not get a PNG image, you can just delete the background in Photoshop and then use the same image. And I'll get it over here. I'll go ahead, resize this, bring this to the middle. Yeah, I'll select these two, go to the align panel and centrally align this. So just final few things I have to do is that just nudge this onto the other side. Yep. So but as you can see that the color isn't really matching. As you can see that this logo and the background color is not matching perfect. Right. Okay, so to do that, I'll be selecting these shapes and I'll be using the eyedropper tool, and I'll be just clicking on the dark purple shade so that it picks out the same color. Similarly over here as well, it's gonna pick out the same dark color. So in order, I can still see the white edges here, right? So I'll be just smoothing out the edges. To do that, I'll be selecting this image. I'll go to Effect, Stylize, and I'll click on Feather option. So what the feather option will do is that it's gonna blur the edges off and it's gonna merge the image along with the background. So over here in this radius, I'll increase it to 10 and click on OK. And as you can see, it gets merged with the background like that. So now the only thing that's left to do is to add the highlights to this. It's really simple to do. I'll be using the pen tool again, and this time I'll be using a darker shade of purple, or like this. Get it right here. Okay. So there's one highlight over here and one highlight here. Okay, but actually I'll be just using the rectangle tool and make one rectangle like that and another one like this. So once that's made, we can just select these two, and I'll go ahead and also decrease its transparency to 50%. And I'll select these two anchor points and round the edges off like that. Similarly, I'll round the edge, this edge and this edge as well. Okay, so once that's done, now I'll add these whiter highlights over here. So I'll be using the pen tool and I'll be changing the fill to be white and just make a random shape like this. Once that's done, I'll go ahead and also decrease its opacity to 50% and go back to Effect, Stylize, Feather and OK. So there you go, we've added this slight highlight as well. So we can also make a mirror image and add the same highlight on this other side as well. So while this highlight is selected, I'll go back to Object, Transform, Reflect and Copy. As you can see, another copy is made, and I'll just drag this using the shift and the arrow keys in my keyboard like that. So there you go. And one last thing that's left to do is to add another highlight over here on the top as well. So I'll be using the pen tool again. Yeah, the pen tool, and making sure that my fill is white. And just similarly make another shape like this and repeat the process. I'll get the transparency as low to 50% and use the feather option. Okay, and there you go. So we successfully made like the first packaging of our dairy milk. It's pretty close to what the image is showing. Only the difference is that we've changed the logo over here. And now this one is done. I'll go ahead and save this one first. So I'll go to File, click on Save As. So by default, my document name is going to be Dairy Milk Packaging, and my save as type is going to be Adobe Illustrator. So I highly recommend that we save our file in this format so that in case if I want to make any further changes, I can easily access my AI file. And I'll click on OK. And OK. So now that this is made, I can just go ahead and also just close this. Yeah. Now coming to the next one, which is this full packaging of the dairy milk chocolate, right? So when you open its cover fully, you can see that this is how the chocolate wrapping looks like, right? So to do that, I'll be opening up a new document first. So my new document is going to be the same dimensions of my previous document, which was 1000 by 1000 pixels, and I'll rename my document to be Full Packaging of Dairy Milk Chocolate. Okay. So once that's made, I'll also go ahead and open the same image over here, and I'll be using this as a reference. So click on Ctrl+O to open an image, and I'll open this one. You can easily find these images in Google if you just type out the same word, like if you just type it out in Google. And I'll make it the same size as this document. And like that. I'll zoom out so much. And I'll get this on the side. Like that. Okay. I can just go ahead and close this as well. Right. So as you can see in this one, that there are these white dotted lines are there, which means that these white dotted lines are the places where the wrapper gets folded and the main chocolate gets wrapped in this middle portion right here. So as you can see, this wrapper has all the things that we are looking for, such as the ingredients with the manufacturing date. There are some other nutritional values. The expiry date comes over here. So there's some space left for the sticker or for that stamp. And of course, this big logo, the barcode. And there are some other additional important icons right here in the middle as well. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do is that I'll be making the background color for this. Right, so I'll be using the rectangle tool again. Click on my document and give the same size as my document, which was 1000 by 1000 pixels. And for now, I'll just change its color to purple like this one. and just fit this onto our document like that. So once that's made, now I'll be using the rulers tool to make these guides as well. So to enable the rulers, all you have to do is click on Ctrl plus R and you get these rulers option right here. So I'll just drag this and match it with the reference image like this, and just continue adding the same rulers. Because once this is made properly, then you can also use the same design to get it printed, and then you can just wrap your chocolate inside this as well. Okay, now for the other ones, so I'll just mark one over here and mark the same one on that side as well. Just drag this. Oops. Drag this approximately over here. Okay, so I'll go ahead and also lock this layer for now, so that when I'm making or adding the extra images here, I do not accidentally move the background color at all, right? So after it's locked, I'll create a new layer and rename this to content, and I'll rename layer 1 to be background. Okay. Now the first thing I'm going to add is going to be the logo. So I'll click on Ctrl plus O again, and I'll be using the same logo that I had used in the previous one as well. I'll use the crop option and get rid of the extra white space that we don't need. Like that. Apply and get that over here. Yeah. Go ahead and also delete, just close this one. So now by using these rulers, I'll be just adjusting my logo so that it fits into the middle portion like that. Okay, and now I'll add this gray layer on the top, this gray box, and like that. It's coming a little out from here till like that, and there's this one black one as well. Okay, so if you need all these images, you can easily find the PNG format up on Google as well. So now let's just start adding our images first. So first thing, I'll Ctrl plus O, and I'll be using this one, the calories in dairy milk. So it's this one right here. So do you see this image right here, which tells you about the different the amount of calories, sugars, and fat in a Dairy Milk chocolate, right? So I've got the similar image right here. So, but I do not need the entire thing. So I just need from this calories portion up to over here, because it covers up more or less the same thing that I'm looking for. And I'll just drag the image over here. Go ahead and also resize it according to the guide and get this over here. So what else is there? So there's this one rectangle which says best before the expiry date. The expiry date comes over here and the barcode is here. Okay. Oops. Yeah. Okay. Now I'll open the barcode first. This one. Just drag this over here. This, and I'll just add one rectangle of a grey color about here. So this rectangle will have the expiry date over here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is that I'll unlock this layer, select these two images, go to the transparency tool, and in the blending options I'll just select multiply, and as you can see that it gets blended with the background color as well. Similarly, what I'm going to do is that I'll just select the background and I'll change the background color to the same matching with my logo right here. So I'll be using the eyedropper tool, which is right here, but I'll be using its shortcut key, which is the letter I, and I'll just select, just come over here where the dark purple color is showing, and voila. Now what I'm gonna do is select this. Now wait, it's not just making sure it's the right shade of purple. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'll select the logo, come over here to this effect panel, go to stylize and use the feather tool to blend with the background color as well. I'll go ahead and lock the background for now. And now to add the rest of the contents on the top right here. Okay, go ahead and I'd close this. Ctrl+O to open. So first one was the this green dot icon. Yeah, so this is a PNG format. I'll resize this and get over here, resize it even smaller, get it right here in the middle. So I'll open up the other icons as well, Ctrl+O. The second one being the green check mark. So this is not a PNG image, as you can see it already has a background color, but I'll be using the same blending tool so that it gets submerged, the color changes with the background as well. So I'll just resize this even further. I'll resize the last one, resize this. Okay, close, Ctrl+O, throw in the dustbin icon. This comes right on top. Okay, so now I've adjusted it. So I'll unlock the layer again. I'll select these two images, go back to transparency and choose its blending option to multiply, and then it gets blended with the background color as well. Okay, and go ahead, close this one as well. And now the only thing that's left to add is these two images right here. So go back to Ctrl+O and let's see, yeah, nutritional value, that I'll crop this as well. So I only need just this portion. Apply and drag it over here and then just fit it accordingly. Zoom in. So you can adjust it accordingly to the guides like that, and go ahead, delete that as well. And the last one being the ingredients and the manufacturing details, right? Like that. I'll go ahead, Ctrl+O, ingredients of dairy milk, crop this as well. I just need this portion. Apply and drag that. So click on Ctrl+Alt to, you can resize it centrally by clicking on by clicking on Shift+Alt, and we can just adjust it according to the guide like that. Once that's done, and there you go. So we've made like a very similar packaging of the same Cadbury cover, Cadbury packaging as well. Close that. No. So now I'll be saving this as well. So we'll go to File, click on Save As, and by default again the file name is the same as my document name. Save as type, I let it be Adobe Illustrator, click on Save and OK. And now that we've come to the end of our video, I hope you found this tutorial to be useful, and you can use similar methods, you can use images and create different kinds of packaging as well. So thank you for watching and stay tuned for more.